Good morning, sir, a group of students said as I walked by them. I gruffly dipped my head in acknowledgement. I'm mad. So mad right now. I don't want to talk to anyone. That filthy measle of a human tried to steal from my club. Well, gotta deal with it later. Right now I have to freaking teach. Yeah, the dawn of the underworld teaches. Crazy, innit? My anger is sparking in my veins as I clenched my fist and then unclenched it. I saw Miss. Who? I miss Jane coming to me. She's a pain in the. She's always throwing herself on me, and I have to tolerate her because she is the administrator of this college. Well, some days she wants me to put a bullet right in the middle of those dust and over Miss Carefield's eyes with fat eyeliner which covers her whole lid. I swear to God, she thinks she looks cool, but instead she looks pathetic and annoying. And now coming to me to annoy my already enraged eyes. I take a deep breath. This woman is so dumb. She even ignores my intimidating appearance, though I have changed my style to look like a professor and less than a killer. But one can't change the darkness of eyes, right? Hello, Mr. Jeon. There she goes. Miss Jane. I replied back with a strange smile. She eyes me, moving her spectacles to the tip of her nose. Oh, you look so edible this early in the morning. She teases with that annoying smile. Oh, I gave her another strange smile. She goes to touch my shirt, and my anger bubbles in my head. And then, when I was imagining how many ways I can break her hand, the bell rings. Students went past us giggling. Sure didn't notice. Well, it's time for my class, I told her and made my way to my class. God, she's the true punishment of my sins. Though I don't know which ones, right? I went inside the class and my eyes looked for a brunette. Hazel eyes, long lashes, and deep, deep eyes. The eyes that hold me captive at night. Half of my night goes by imagining sinful things I would have her witness. Her innocence pours out of from those scared eyes. But she's not there today. The last bench of where she sits is empty. I grind my molars. Everyone is here, let's get started, I spoke stiffly. Take out your paper sheets and start writing your test. It's just a simple essay. I explained everything yesterday and I want 100. May I come in, sir? A sweet voice paused me. Instantly, all my anger melts away. There she stood at the door, holding the strap of her bag. Her soft, wavy brown hair falls on her face and she tucks them behind her ear. Her teeth biting on her lush pink bottom lip, a dust of freckle over her nose which spreads over her pink cheeks, and then she does that. She lifts her eyes and looks at me. For me, those hazel emeralds. I maintain my start appearance of a strict professor. Can you tell me the time, Miss Wine? I asked calmly. Well, that could be said as the quietness before a storm. I'm so time, miss. I raised my voice. She gulped, looking at me. 8:08, she spoke. That's right, and when the class starts? I asked again, way too calmly. She looked to the floor and spoke. Sharp 8. So you do know and still are late? She raised her head. I'm sorry. Did I tell you to come in? I asked, my voice louder this time as she tried to step in. She stayed back, her eyes filled with tears as they threatened to fall. I felt like punching myself. She sniffed, wiping her cheeks by her sleeves. I felt like a moron. Come in, and 2 hour detention for you. I spoke and she nodded. Mumbling a thank you, she sat in the last row, her usual spot. She took out her sheet and started writing. Her tears were long gone, but her eyes were still glossy. 15 minutes left, y'all. I spoke, moving my way in a row to the back, where she sat. I stood behind her, loving it when she squirms in her seat. Her cakes looks deadly edible in those jeans. How would it be like to grab on it and then squeeze? Will she be a good girl and gasp, or will take pleasure when I smack her red? My junior stood to attention as I thought about it. I made my way back to my desk. 5 minutes left, I announced. Time's up, pens down, everyone, I announced, and they all do as I said. Coming and leaving the sheets on my desk with a fearful expression. She came last. She went to put the sheet on my desk, and I saw a red, angry mark above her wrist. Wait, what's that? I growled, and she jumped back. Her eyes wild when she looks at me. I asked a question, Wine. I asked again in my authoritative voice. Uh, I slipped from the stairs yesterday. She lied. I know she lied because I know the difference between an accidental mark and a deliberately given mark. My veins bulged at the thought of someone putting their hands on her. Taking a deep breath, I told her to write another essay on a different niche. Though I didn't press on the matter, it doesn't mean I wouldn't inquire. Whoever tried to put their hand on her will die his own death. I will make it my priority to make it a painful one. My hand hurts, I said to myself. That's the first essay and my hand hurts. That must be due to I have to work. Let's just finish it first, or this JKff will kill me for sure. Finally, after 15 minutes, I put my pen down. My right hand shook from the pain. It's coming from my forearm, hitting me so hard. Let's just get this over with. I have suffered worse. I made my way to his desk. His navy blue shirt, sleeves rolled up as he marks the paper. A deep frown on his forehead, almost chilling. But the ink on his right arm is so cool. I wish I could get one, but I'm afraid of needles, and plus, these things requires money, which I don't have. Money. Wow. Shit. Manager will kick me out. I really hope he doesn't. I'm done, I spoke, and his dark, authoritative eyes looked at me. He looks at me as if my soul is giving him my deepest secrets. Well, not a thing to get butterflies, though. He is intimidating everyone around this place. Butter? What? What? What you thinking, girl? I scolded myself internally. Put it there and you can leave. He told me that in his deep timbre that shakes my inside every time. This morning, he scared me. Well, maybe we can add the factor about what happened last night. I shook my head and quickly placed the sheet on his desk and turned around. Miss Wyan, he called me. I turned around and gulped visibly. Don't be late next time, he told me softly, and I stared at him gaping, as if he sprouted another head. I never thought he could be capable of being nice. Work. Oh, yes. Returning to the present, I made my way out of my hell. Out to my hell. Work. Get scolded by the manager for being late. I work as a waitress for my expenditures, but my stepdad takes all of that from me. I'm studying on a scholarship, the only good thing that has happened to me since my mom died 5 years ago. And then the real hell at night, the one that Mr. Jeon saw today, was one of that from that hell. And that's not the only one. Laughter bubbled in my throat, but I kept my lips sealed. I made my way to the house. I got my pay today and he must be waiting there inside. I saved some around for myself. My hands shook as I tried to put the key in the hole. With my shaky hands, I twisted it and made my way inside. It was quiet. I made my way to the small living room and he was not there. Maybe in my room. I checked upstairs in my room and he was not there either. I wonder what's wrong. That's unusual. When I made my way to his room with shaky legs, I saw he was there sleeping. I blew a sigh of relief. I ate and then went to my room and locked the door. That night passed with fear and nightmares. But after 2 years, on my graduation, I still fear him. Till this day, I fear that he will come and beat me again. He will come and demand money, but it never came. I don't know what happened, but since that day, he kept his distance from me. He would change his direction looking at me. I got my degree. I can get a decent job now and can stand on my feet. I will work hard and create my own life, and there won't be any monsters in it this time. With a huge, genuine smile on my face, I went out with my friends to celebrate. We drank and ate. I feel a little tipsy unlocking the door. I shuffled for the keys in my bag. Finally, finding them, I pushed it in the hole, but I heard my uncle talking. She would be coming any time. He said, "Thought who, me? You remember? You took 500 million from me. I want her now." A gruff voice pierced and I jumped. 500 million, I thought. "Yes, sir. Please be patient. Once wine come, you can take her and do as all you please, but just wait." My uncle sounded stressed, but the thing that caught me was that he sold me off to someone. The realization hit me and I backed away. In my shock, I hit the paw sitting on the corner, along with others, causing it to shatter. My eyes went wide. The door swung open and there my uncle stood. I looked at him with horror. I bolted out in the street. "Wait, you bit!" I heard my uncle calling me out. I kept on running. My legs burned, one street to another, then another, then another, with a few men behind my tail. Tears sprang from my eyes, making my vision blurry. Thank God I decided on wearing joggers rather than heels. Comfort over fashion. I bolted to the road to cross the road, but suddenly a car came forward and blinded me with its piercing lights. I closed my eyes in terror. I waited to feel pain, but it never came. Never. I removed my hands from my face and looked with my tears running down. The door of the car was sprung open and no one was in the car. "What the are you doing at the running road?" A deep groan caused me to jump and I looked to my right. My hands shook as I braced myself to look at my side. Deep brown eyes peered at me and an angry frown placed it in his brows. I almost sighed with relief. Almost. "I asked you something, Wine," he asked, and I trembled, my hands shaking. I looked at his beautiful face and lost in his eyes. "There she is," I heard in the far corner. I looked past him, and there they were. I bolted away from him to the other side of the road. I heard him calling me, but I couldn't stop. They would take me with them. From the street, I saw a man coming to me, raging. I halted on my steps. I looked back and saw those men crossing the road. I tried to run for the other side, but the man caught me. His grip was bruising tight on my bicep. I winced. "Bitch," I heard him speaking over the buzzing in my ear. My heart beat against my chest and my stomach lurched. He dragged me into the street he emerged from. I struggled against his hold. He pushed me against the wall and slapped me hard across my face. Shock overtook me and I breathed heavily while shaken. He grabbed my throat and squeezed. I paid a 5 million to have the piece of this earth. He slapped me again with the back of his hand, and I whimpered, falling to the floor. Due to the impact of it, he fisted my hair and pushed me off the floor. My teeth rattled at the abuse. I tasted a tangy taste in my mouth. I met his eyes, and they only had anger and lust in them. With an ache of craziness, my lungs constricted, realizing what he would do. This man is going to torture me until I break completely like a doll. To be continued.